Okay. Uh, back to our live stream videos. What we're going to do now, uh, we're going to create users and groups and see uh, what are their importance in managing all the objects, and especially access to shares and folders and other politics in the Active Directory. So to add users and computers, you go to a tool here, Active Directory users and computers, can go tools, Active Directory user and computers, and here we'll have computers, domain controllers as managed service accounts, and then we have users. The Windows 10 12 as all for the other Windows, they are provided with several of accounts and groups that are used for certain service and for some certain purpose on the server. Right now I've got only one administrator, and a security option will be if you create or clone this administrator, you can make a copy and give us and try to use another user that will have the same permissions as the administration. Why? You can then disable administrator account, and this way you can administrate all the Active Directory and users and computers and so on with the other accounts. Since if there is some breach in security, generally you'll try to find out what's the password of the administrator. So you'll say that's another user, generally a common name. Here to be different, we'll say that will be the president. I'll be the president. Of course, if it's not administrator, if it's the president, everyone will know that this user has special power in the system. But it doesn't matter. Right now, we'll be the president. Okay. Next, and the password. I won't say what's the password, of course, ... and we shall save, just for interest of training, we'll say that the password will never expire, and then we say next. And right now, as you can check, if you go to either the administrator properties, you'll find out that member of is a member of a lot of groups. And the president will be also properties, and this will also be member of these groups. So right now we can make the administration of the DC using another account, the president, and we can, if for security reasons, also disable this account. You can disable this account. Where is it? Somewhere about here. You can disable. Where is the option? Account is disabled, and you can disable this account. It means that if someone gets to our LAN, you wouldn't find out what's the password and wouldn't find out there is an administrator. Well, that's different. Now, what we have to do also is to create a user. So, checking here. We got here this user. Sorry, because the users are in Portuguese, but I didn't translate them to other language. So you've got here the many users. One of them, it's quite funny here in Portugal, Pedro Linha. I'm going to create here Pedro Linha. Pedro Linha, it's a user that belongs to the organization unit. I'll say this in a while about what's an organization unit. And a group of IT, and we can check how the IT groups and organization units are going to be added to the Active Directory. This will be the schema that we'll use too. But right now, let's add this user Pedro Linha with this password. So here, new, or you can right click, new, or even in command line, but doesn't matter right now. New, first name Pedro, and then Linha. Logon name, the user logon name. Generally, it depends on the company, the dimension of the company, and how many names they are. But generally, it's the first letter and also the first letter of the name and then the surname, or could be the first letter of the name dot with surname, or could be name dot surname, and so on, so on. It depends really on the dimension of the company, how many names, how many users they have. So the username will be Pilinha. Then next, and the password, of course, it's a very secret password, and here are some changes. Generally, this is something that you should have, is that the user must change the password next logon. When you are administrating, you should never know the passwords of the other users. Not secure for them or for you. So generally there is a generic password that everyone knows, for instance password, and when the user makes the first login, it will be asked to change the password next logon that the user made, and so the password should be a generic one. Now we'll take this option, and the password never expires, so you don't have you are not going to apply a password policy. Anyhow, just for training purpose, we say that the password will never expire. Then next, and then finish. Right now you've got here Pedro Linha. Well, Pedro Linha properties. Here are the properties of this user, this object that's on the Active Directory. This is address, normal, account. You can check here logon hours, what time the user can log on to the to the network, what computers he can log on to, and other information that are important, security issues and so on. The profile, if you have time, we're going to change here something about the profile. Phones, organization, remote desktop service, and the profile when the user access from outside to a server, to a desktop, to a remote desktop server. Remote control, if we can control the user, environment, dial in, what's the number, member of, and at the first time the users are only members of the group domain users, nothing else. So right now I've got this user, and it's possible, since the user is in domain and since we have the computer Windows 10 client, it's possible now for the user to go to the workstation Windows 10 and say another user, and then we'll say it's what's the name? Pedro Linha, Pilinha, and then we write the password. And hi, and we're getting everything ready for you. The normal. This might take several minutes. Don't turn off your computer. The sky is blue. Let's start. And it started. Good. Now, as you can check right now, the user where we are logging, it's Pedro Linha. Here, on the left corner, Pedro Linha. And Pedro Linha, as we didn't install anything whatsoever, but Pedro Linha has his own applications and so on, so you can work with. Now this, let's make something. Let's add another user. But first, before we add another user, let's check our exercise. What we have to do, Pedro Linha, it belongs to a group. It means IT. It's IT. We have also Tomás Santos that belongs to IT, and Tiago Signal that belongs also to IT. What's the main difference? Right now you can hear this is this schema. It's a schema from a schema for a company that it's located in Portugal, Poland, and UK, and generally it has departments. You have the human resource department, the sales department, and the IT department, and the same applies to Poland and to UK. In each of those departments there are users, and here you have the login. For instance, you've got here Pilinha, it belongs to IT, Portugal department. In Poland you have J. Fuzeta, and sales M. Costa, and IT you've got T. Santos. Well, this schema has a lot of GPOs that group policy objects. So I'll try to explain them today or perhaps tomorrow. So right now we're going to add another user from Poland. It belongs to IT department. That's T. Santos. You can check that T. Santos. Where is it? T. Santos. Here it is. Tomás Santos. So just add this user to the system. Let's go to the server. Active Directory user and computers. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Sorry, this is DHCP. I lost. Where is I sold Active Directory user and computer, perhaps. Where is it? Ah, here it is. So let's add another user, Tomás Santos. The process is the same. Name Tomás, and then Santos. Logon name T. Santos. Next, and then password. I won't say what's the password, and the password will never expire. Yes, next, finish, and right now you have Tomás Santos. Let's go to Windows 10, and we can check. It's not necessary, but you can go to Windows 10 and you can log out or switch account if you wish to Tomás Santos. So the name will be T. Santos. Sorry, other user T. Santos, and the password. And hi, we are creating another. Welcome, have a coffee, have a nice day. But why do we have, let's look to our diagram again. Not this one, this one. What's the main difference? The main difference is just like this. Since we have different users in different locations, but they are belonging to the same department, sometimes the policies that are applied to those departments are the same here in Portugal and also in Poland, but they differed, for instance, for the sales department or for the HR department. So we have to create groups, and it's still here, groups. Group, what's a group? A group, it's a user having other users. This is a straight explanation. It's not like so. Groups are used for access purpose. So when you want to access to a share or to a drive or something, or other policy issues, it's much easier to administrate all those policies if you belong to a group, because you can apply the policy to a group, not to a user. Let's check it out. Let's go here to Windows 10. Where is it? Let's create here a share. Okay, drive D. You don't have other device, it doesn't matter right now. open, and let's create here a share. Generally you should have here a drive D to shares and so on, but right now we're going to add directly from here. So let's create here a share. It means that the users from the IT departments, they can access, read, write and execute objects or files that are in those shares, and the same for sales. But the sales will have shares that are separately for security reasons and not only. So to create the share, I advise you not to create the share directly from the root of the drive C, of the drive where you are creating them. So you are right now at the drive C. You should create at least one level, one folder, so that you create then the shares upon those folders. So we say new folder, and you say, for instance, shares. Okay. Now in these shares, you should now create a share for IT. New folder. We shall say that's IT, and another folder for sales, and another folder for human resources. Okay. So right now what we have to do, going to share them. So going to IT and share with specific people. Now we could give a share right now for instance for Pilinha. We said add, find Pilinha, check name, and we could have special permissions. I'm not going to explain everything about shares, but you could have special permissions for Pedro Linha, say read and write. And after, if you want to give more permissions to T Santos, you would have to do the same. So here we have to add again T Santos, head, find out T Santos, check names and so on. So and we have to give the same permissions. But since they belong to the same department and they should have the same permissions to that share, why not create a group? So if you put them in a group, you give the permissions to the group, and then these users, they inherit the permissions that were applied to the group. So let's create a group. Where do we create a group? The same place here. Next button, you've got here a group. So click in the group. Group name, we'll say that's IT. And for now, let's say it's IT. IT, just IT, IT group. We'll see it. That you should have different names. Now this is a global for security. It could be only for domain or universal. And there are some difference on this, but generally you don't apply them. Okay, so in IT properties, this IT group, they have no members, and he is not member of any other. Okay. So right now we're going to add Pedro Linha to this group, properties, and we can say it's member of, and right now add and IT. We check IT, check names IT, and then OK. So right now Pedro Linha properties is member of IT. IT itself properties, it has as members Pedro Linha. Right now you can add, when we are inside the configuration of the group, add, and you can say that you can add Santos, Tomás Santos. Check names, here it is, and Tomás Santos also now belongs to IT. Let's create another user. Let's create a user. Okay. For instance, Miguel Lelo, M Lelo. Okay, let's create this user. This user belongs to sales, and I'm going to check how it's his behavior. So right click, new user, first name Miguel, Lelo. And logon name mlelo. And password will be a secret one, quite secret. And then next and finish. So we create here Miguel Lelo. So if Miguel Lelo, let's go to our Windows 10 now. We are login as Tomás Santos. If you go to the computer, if you go to I didn't share the other way, right? I didn't finish the share. Where is it? Where is it? I didn't finish sharing the folder, did I? I cancelled. Oh, okay. So I'll do it again. Sorry. Specify people, and right now we can say that will be for IT. Add, and see you've got IT and permission read and write. And since we created the user, what was the user? Miguel Lelo, you're going to add also Miguel Lelo, but we're going only to add, but Miguel Lelo has only permissions to read. So everyone that's in the group IT will have permissions for read and write, and Miguel Lelo only for read. So share. This is the UNC, Universal Name Convention, how we can access to this share by // host name and then IT. So done. And right now, if you are in the Windows 10, we are logging as Tomás Santos. You can write // and then surname, and then if you press / again, you've got already there the share for IT. You click on IT. Don't have access? Should have access. Share it, right? What's the problem? I share it, didn't I? I share it with let's share it. Share it, right? Surname /IT. Yes, but here I'm as administrator. Let's check something further here. Second net share. Oh, I have to probably log off this account, sign out, and then sign in again. How much time has this video? 20 minutes, 25? It worked. 25. Okay, I'm going to finish. So right now I logged in as Tomás Santos, and then we write // surname and then IT, and here we are. So right now as Tomás Santos, I can create here a document, Tomás Santos, okay, and then hello mom. Okay, and then close this file, save it, and we have permissions to write. I'm going to log in as the other user. The user was what's the user that I created? Which account? Come on, man. Yeah. What was the name of the other user, please? What was the other user? Miguel Lelo. Yes, thank you. M Lelo. M Lelo. So another user, M Lelo, and the password. And hi, I'm glad we're here. I'm ready for you. Just a second. And this takes several minutes. Just a moment. Just a moment. And come on. Zigga zava nova. Zigga 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 zava zava. Zigga. Still writing. I'm going to the. You've got also other groups here, and this is what you're going to do after this this live stream. You're going to create all these users and groups, and then we'll check what's the important thing to do with them. Come on, why does this take so much time? Several minutes. We want everything to be ready for you. Oh, so nice of you. Come on. And let's start. Good. So right now I'm logged in. Log in as just a second because it's constructing. Yeah. So right now is we are logging as Miguel Lelo, and if you go to // surname, it's name of the server, slash, then you got IT. You can get inside, but you can read the document, but hello everyone. If you want to write, file and then save with the same name, save, you want to replace it, yes, and you don't have permissions. Even if you want to write it as a different name, this is mlelo doc, for instance, save, and you don't have permission because you have only permissions to read. I'm going to stop this live stream and then we'll be back with creation of other groups and other permissions. Okay, so let's stop here.